0595 14 49 49, 0595 66. If you have any questions, you have any thoughts you want to share with us, these platforms are available for you to share your thoughts with us. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, Nana.
I'm super excited about this conversation already. Somebody told me when it happens like that, you get heebie-jeebies. I don't know what that means. But I want to begin with you, Director, and I want us to understand what dating is, because a lot of things are going through my mind. I'm sure my listeners are experiencing the same too. When we say dating, what do we mean by it?
Okay, so thank you and good morning to all our listeners. So historically, dating was just about getting to know another person. It was a system to get along with somebody, get to know them, spend time with them, get to know them better. So it could be a father going on a date with his daughter or with his son, siblings choosing to go, and it could involve just sitting in front of your house and dedicating that special time to the person sitting by you. So typically the word dating was just about getting to know another person so that you can get along better with the person and so on. But let me say that over the years things have changed. Dating has now become for some people a trial period where they are using their relationship to make decisions for the next stage of the relationship. Should we get closer? Should we even think of marriage? Should we see ourselves as just friends or whatever? And even now, dating has become like a stage of marriage preparation. So people start dating, and unfortunately, for some, it even involves sexual relationships. But typically, dating was just about getting along with others and getting to know them better.
Because when you hear people say, I want to date you, Dr. Fremia, it means that I want to begin something that is heading towards marriage.
Yes, so like Director said, now there's a new conceptualization of the concept dating. So when people say dating now, there is a first stage of a romantic relationship where they want to do anything that in a romantic relationship, it's kind of courtship that they are talking about. But then just that there's no proposal yet, but it's a romantic relationship where they go out socially to engage in an activity, and it's public. Everybody knows that we are going out. That is what it means now.
How must one begin to start dating somebody? Do you need some research about the person? In the olden days, before you start anything about marriage, you tell your parents they have to do their background checks and all that. With dating, how do you start and get it right?
Now, there's no formula. I can just meet you just after your show. Can just meet somebody outside and say, "Oh, Nana, your shirt is nice. Are you free? Can we sit? Can we have a date?" And we have started. So, and some people can also sit afar and then look at you for some time and decide to go out with you. So it doesn't really have any formula as to whether when it can start and all that, like it used to be in the olden days when people wanted to get into a serious relationship.
So what's the purpose of dating?
The purpose of dating now, it's a lot. So people date for companionship. So, for example, depending on your moral background, a married person can decide to date somebody who is single just for companionship because maybe they have issues at home. So they date you for companionship. So
and that solves the issues at home?
It doesn't. It doesn't. Yes, it doesn't. But then it can create problems when we get there. But then they just want to have companionship. Some people also do it for fun. Just for fun. So Afasha is coming and then they are just going out. You are my date and we are going out for fun to go and eat, drink and do things together. Some people also engage in it to study each other. for compatibility or future, if we can take the relationship further into marriage or into courtship, or so. Some people also date for that purpose. Then some people also date for benefits. They say they call it friends with benefits. So we are dating because of what I'll get from you. So maybe I can cook for you all the time. Then after cooking, you also give me something that I will also need. Not necessarily money, but then I should get something from you. And then you should also get something from me. And there's another one, they say they call it sneaky link.
And that one is?
That dating is purely for sexual. So when I need it and we are not charging, you satisfy me, I satisfy you. So when I need sex, I can call you, we arrange, we book for a date, and then we move and we go. When you also need it, kind of sexual partners, that's also another kind of dating in our times now.
It's quite an interesting one. Willow, you are with Telecel here in Cape Coast. You're saying you're doing the listening. I'm sure I'll get some views from you as well. Thanks for doing the listening. Dr. Mrs. Ajovie, beyond these, are there some other reasons why people go on a date?
Oh, okay, yeah. So everybody may have a different reason for going on a date, but typically the most outstanding reason is just to have fun, just to get to know the other person. So I think that's what I'll add to what she has listed so far.
Are there types of dating?
Yeah, we could put it in just two types: casual dating and serious dating.
And so what
so we said historically
casual, yeah,
dating was just about getting to know another person. So that would form the casual part, where you are just spending time with somebody. There are no serious strings attached. It doesn't have any sexual element. It's just about spending time with another person. That's casual. And it doesn't have to be with one person all the time. You can choose to go on a date with Amma in the morning, where you are sitting at the breeze, just taking fresh air. You can be with Ajua in the afternoon, sitting in front of Adishi Hall or whatever. That's casual. Okay, and then we have the serious one. The serious one, which is like that first stage of marriage we talk about. And the serious one means that we have gone beyond just getting to know each other. We want to test compatibility. We want to take the relationship really serious. In fact, the serious one is such that there is a proposal. There is an acceptance of proposal, and that's critical. It's always important for the proposal and the acceptance to take place, because we've had cases where people say they've been dating somebody for some time, and then all they know is that the person is no longer their friend, yet the person is their partner, is their boyfriend or girlfriend, and you begin to ask questions and you realize that there was no proposal, there was no acceptance. People just assume that because we are nice to each other, we are in a date. But it's always important that there must be a proposal, there must be an acceptance for the relationship to go on. So in serious dating...
But action speaks louder than words.
Yes, actions speak louder than words, but actions alone are not enough to conclude. You need to add the words. You need to be sure. If the person is not even proposing and you are feeling comfortable, it's good to ask, what is the state of our relationship? What are we doing? Sometimes some men are even shy to propose, and they are with you, and you are taking their cariness to be that, all is well. No, you need to ask questions. What is it that's happening between us? Otherwise, one day you see with another girl or whatever, and then you get worried, and you say, this is my guy. What made him your guy? Just because he was with you. No, it doesn't.
So people enter into battles they have no basis of entering into?
Yes, unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Wow. People, you're still tuning to ATL FM 100.5. That's as the issue segment on the Atlantic Wave, proudly brought to us by Saljin Medical Center. Get interactive with us 027514 49 4905 95 7438. 6 is my guest, helping us do justice to this particular conversation. Dr. Mrs. Rita H. Jovier. She's the director for the Counseling Center here in UCC. And Dr. Lydia Framia Denchi is also a counselor with the College of Distance Education here in UCC, helping us with this conversation. I'm sure you are now counting your blessings. I don't know if you're counting some other things about what you're doing and whether what you see, the mannerisms and the gestures you are seeing means anything. You should be asking for things more than or beyond the gestures and the actions. Dr. Framia, I know there are obvious challenges. We will come to the challenges, but are there things one ought to say when or ask when dating somebody or going on a date with somebody? Are there certain things you have to say? Are there things you're not supposed to say? Or maybe questions you don't want to ask? Because I know that it is, I don't know if it's a taboo to ask, how old are you? And all those things. Are there things you're not supposed to ask? You have to take it one day at a time?
Yes, I think so. Because then there are personal spaces. And like we rightly said, we are just going for a date and for a fun, for enjoyment, or for whatever purpose. And so you have to respect the personal space of the individuals involved. If they bring it up, that's fine. So you don't have to go into the personal spaces of the individuals at the first instances. So ask questions like you said, we want to know the age. It depends in the Ghanaian setting.
What's wrong with knowing somebody's age?
So then it depends on sometimes. I don't know why it is. I am not scared mentioning my age, but then we know that females usually do not want to mention their age publicly. I don't know the reasons why. Maybe director would want to say something.
That's like on a first date, there are sensitive questions that you would rather avoid. For example, trying to understand the history of somebody's relationship, past relationships, and even maybe home issues. Tell me more about your parents and all of that. It's a first date. It's good to settle down. It's about the two of you. So the conversation should be more about me and you rather than external people that are not part of the issue. It is when we are settled and we are sure that, okay, I like this person so far, I would like to take this to another stage. Then you may want to know more about their family background and all of that. Otherwise, on a first date, it's too early to ask, so how many boyfriends have you had? Have you had
your plans?
Yeah, it's just about, let's get to know each other first before we move on to the next stage.
Or plans for the future.
Plans for the future. How many kids you would like to have and all that.
Yeah, because we haven't reached the stage where we are even thinking of marriage.
Maybe to some people, doctors, to some people, that would show that, this gentleman is serious and means business. It's not something casual.
Some people also get scared with such questions right from the beginning.
Like, why do you
They'll
want
ghost you.
They'll ghost you. Yes. All right, Dr. Framia. So, what are some of the challenges one possibly will face?
Okay, so the challenges typically has to do with the miscommunication or having a different view about the kind of dating we are having. That's basically the challenge. You realize that we have so many purposes, like the earlier one I cited, and then the other was like, will it solve the problem? So maybe they are dating you because they have challenges, and so to them it's just for companionship or for fun. But
before you go on, I met somebody who said there's some group of individuals. Once you tell them that I love you, or you tell them I want to go out with you, then no, the invoice will come. All the problems in the world will come upon you.
So when we have different views about the kind of dating we have for the purposes. So once you are going out with me, I think that we are studying each other and we want to get married, or already we are in that relationship where we are planning to get married. Like Dieta said, and people are even in the marriage preparing towards marriage in that. So that is what the other person feels, but the other person also feels that, oh, this is just a day to have fun. Maybe the other person feels that it is even the sneaky link I was talking about, or even friends with benefits. I come to you, you cook for me. When you also need me to do something for you, I also do for you. So to me, it's just friends with benefits. But then the other person does not have the same view. So it means that we have differing opinions about the kind of relationship we are having. That's why people get...
Are we supposed to be on the same wavelength to be able to date? Because sometimes some people are taken by surprise. They are carried away. Yes, you want to date the person, but the person is not prepared. But you still want to take the person out. Are we supposed to make sure what I feel, the person feels the same way? What I want to do, the person knows about it. So when we are going, we are all prepared.
Yeah, I think that's what the director said. You should ask questions when you are not clear about what it is. For example, it's taking too long a time and it's so casual to the other person. But maybe you have taken it so serious. So you need to ask questions. Issues with marital proposal and those, it has to be 100%. Okay, you have all the body language, the tone, they love you and everything, and maybe it's 80 or 90, whatever. You still need, even if it's 1%, to make it 100%. There should be proposal and there should be acceptance. Once there's nothing like that, don't take it too serious. Don't take it too serious. That's why our girls get broken-hearted and all that.
They do. Anyway, I've got a question here. This coming from Mauli. Mauli, thank you for writing to us. At what point do I tell someone I had a mental or chronic medical condition whilst dating? When do you expose it? You wait till, because the first day, do you take your time? And then,
so like I said, the first day may be too early, because you see, if you tell somebody on the first day I've had a mental issue, people perceive mental issues differently. So some people may even just stop communicating with you outright just because you mentioned something like that. So on the first day, it should be casual. Let's get to know each other. But as time progresses, and you need to study the person to be sure if your information is safe in their hands before you share it. Because even dating doesn't guarantee marriage or moving to the next stage. So is it something you want the whole world to know about? Because if maybe I've been depressed, I've had suicidal thoughts, I may even have attempted suicide before, and I tell this person who is not going to be with me for a long time, he may go around spreading my information, which will not be handled well, and everybody will see me working and they are thinking many things about me. So there is time for everything. There is time to talk about. That's why for me, you need to be sure about this person. So far, what are the signs I'm getting from this person? Can I trust this person with sensitive information about myself? If you think you can, then fine. But if not, ask yourself, will he or she solve the problem if I tell them this particular issue? If not, look for solution to your issue.
I've got another one. So why is it that, I don't know if it's related anyway, but why is it that most women want their man to remember their marriage anniversary whilst both marry each other? Mauli, thank you for sending. I don't know if there's any reason. Maybe not directly, but it happens anyway. Maybe that's one of the reasons why we ask of your age, so that we can remember. And then here's the case: we have a challenge with getting your age at that point. Now you want us to remember your
no, you see, I think that ladies usually are particular about events and memories. So if it's an anniversary, we want to remember it. We want to feel special on that day. Some men also do well with remembering anniversaries and all. So it's not only about the woman. Let me say that if you're a man and you are seeing it as a woman's field, please also get involved. It's our anniversary, not my anniversary.
Right. I don't know if Dr. Fremia, you ended the bits about the challenges.
So, that, like I was saying, so the challenge is when you assume, well, the assumption is also part of it. Like we are saying, so you assume that with the compliments, the gifts, me remembering my birthday and all that they do, I think it's a serious relationship. Meanwhile,
I've been told that we don't have a lot of time, but let's look at the etiquette. I mean, what the do's and don'ts whilst dating. I want to begin with you, Dr. Mrs. Ajuvie.
First of all, be yourself. Be yourself.
That can bring problems.
Yeah, it can be, but be genuine. Be yourself. Let the person like you, fall in love with you, whatever, with the real person.
Somebody
who
told
you
me
are.
the date ended the first day they went out because of the way the gentleman was chewing the embassy.
Yeah, so yes, be yourself. Being yourself also means that be of good behavior too. You see, being yourself doesn't mean that if you have the worst behaviors in the world, show it up on a date. So if you go and be courteous, I mean, you are chewing food, for Christ's sake, you're outside your home.
Somebody said the way this guy grinds the bone with the teeth in the full glare of
God have
everybody.
mercy.
Yes,
that's you. Okay, so I what I also say that on the date you have to limit your intake of alcohol. It's very important because I don't drink though, but I know that when you take alcohol, it influences your reasoning. And like we said, there are a lot of things you do not have to say on the first date or on the date. So then before you realize you have done things that ordinarily you wouldn't have done, but under the influence of alcohol, and then worse things can happen on the first date, which you may end up regretting, both of you. So it's better you avoid it, or if you cannot avoid it, you limit the intake of alcohol on your dates.
Right, thank you. I wish we would do. I'm sure there are other bits to dating and that we will be looking at in the coming days. We will need